guys. Well, we made it to Fitzroy Crossing. Coles is coming here in his car, trying to noisen things up a bit for me. But no, we got in last night into Fitzroy. Beautiful spot. We didn't think it was going to be this flash, but she's pretty flashy here at our Fitzroy Crossing. But we've got the camp here behind us. We're all set up. Just about to head up into Geikie Gorge and have a look around. So let's go. Here we are at Geikie Gorge. It has been carved out by the Fitzroy River, which runs through part of an ancient limestone barrier reef. It was laid down in an ancient sea that covered a large part of the Kimberley in Devonian times, some 350 million years ago. Geikie Gorge also has a population of freshwater crocodiles. Also found here are the freshwater swordfish and the freshwater stingray. The wet season's high water mark is the top of the bleach zone on the otherwise grey and orange limestone walls. How you going? Well, here we are, we've all had dinner. If they all shut up, you might be able to hear me. But we've all had dinner and showers, now we're all getting set up, ready to watch the theatre. We've got the Outback Tier going here. Tonight's main event is called Focus. So we're about to projector going. Good one. So I'll just start her up. So there we go. Summer and Trini were having a great time dancing on the top of Big Simo's car, till I wrecked all the fun with the video camera.
What do you mean this isn't good? I want to see if Jake is greedy.
We have now made it to the Newloo National Park, which is home to the Bungles. The Bungles includes thousands of sandstone and beehive towers that make up one of Australia's most distinctive landscapes. The Bungles were discovered by a film crew in 1983, and it was made a national park in 1987, and then in 2003 they declared it World Heritage listed. There are many walking tracks throughout the park, and there's even an overnight trek for the more adventurous.
Day 2 of our Bungle little trek. We went down to Cathedral Gorge and yeah, up to the window. Few lookouts today, it was absolutely superb. Right now we're here at the Piccaninny Ranges, having a look at sunset from this lookout here. Having a couple of refreshments. And I'll tell you what, the colour's just starting to come into it. Saw a couple of photos from last night and it ends up really orange, deep orange. So I'm looking forward to that. Have a bit of a look. The treks we did this morning with the kids, we did about 10k, just to make sure the kids could get through it. We left fairly early in the morning, did it of a morning, and the kids did pretty good. You know, a couple of the smaller ones a bit buggered by the end of it, but by jingoes it was well worth it. So it just goes to show, it doesn't matter if your kid's 9 or 6, 10k they can do it quite easily, a bit of water and a bit of food for them, and they saw some amazing sights. This is another one, it's only a 5-minute walk from camp. And look at that, what would you rather be looking at? That or some high-rise buildings. Tomorrow we'll head over and do the northern end of the park. Take the kids hiking up there again and see what other natural wonders we can find. Everywhere we go, the kids find something to explore. Back at camp, there's a dry creek bed in behind them. They get down in there and they play for hours. They love it. Just come up to this lookout up here, and all of a sudden they got themselves a castle. And they're the kings of the world, playing their games.
The Echidna Chasm track is an awesome experience. It takes you into a very deep, very narrow cleft where towering red walls block out the sky. The chasm is best seen around lunchtime, where much of it is lit by reflected light. The start of Echidna Chasm is just littered with all these tall palm trees, which makes you think that you're in some sort of oasis. G'day, how you going? Well, this morning had a bit of a slow start, and here we are, we're halfway along Echidna Chasm. We're beautiful spot, we just stopped here in the shade, waiting for the sun to come over. We'll see how far we can get. We'll go right to the end, hopefully. We're still climbing through Echidna Chasm. It's gotten pretty narrow, as you can see, but it's well worth it. It's pretty good. We'll keep going, see if we can find the others. Not far from Halls Creek is this little place called China Wall, and it's all natural, which is another wonder of the Kimberley. We went and checked out the old Halls Creek post office, which is the remnants of the old town. Now the post office has a roof over its head to try and protect the rest of it from the elements. Now this post office was built in the early 1800s out of ant hills and spinifex.
Here we're at Wolf Creek Crater, and yeah, it's really good. Actually, we got the movies to watch tonight. We're going to stay here, and yeah, so I'm not worried at all. But
Yeah, but you might not be going anywhere.
Well, that's
because you left your lights on.
Oh yeah, all right. I better turn them off then.
That's the start of it.
Yeah, I was backed away.
G'day folks, I'm Mick, the ruffian. I'm going to rough some people up tonight here at Wolf Crater. Just gammon.
Well, here we are, Wolf Creek Crater. We're standing right in the middle of it. Now this crater here is 850 metres wide and 50 metres deep at this point. But when it first hit, it was 150 metres deep. At the moment it's just sand in here and there's rock all around, and I sound like an idiot. We're not going to camp here tonight. We're going to move on. Too many horror stories about this place. But we'll, so the kids are a bit scared, and so is Colin. But
Including this girl.
we'll move on and we'll find a good camp. Righto, here we are. We're at Wolf Creek Crater, and Simo and Pete here, they're going to head off now. We're going to part ways. They're heading off down the Canning stock route. So they're going down the Canning. We're going to continue down the Tanami, and they're going to go and keep up the adventure. Same with us, just two different ways. But it's been good camping with you fellas.
Yeah, Aussie off-road adventures.
So we'll good travelling.
Go and give it that, bro.
Right, so we'll catch up with them again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
See you later, guys.
Yeah,
Awesome.
safe travels, everybody. Yeah. Oi, fucking hell.
And there's 10Ks going there. So we're heading from Halls Creek down to Alice Springs on the Tanami track. Pulled into Wolf Creek, had a great look as you saw. We worked out our fuel economy that we had about 20 litres of diesel spare carrying on both diesel vehicles. And since we've been on the Tanami, even though it's been a fairly good road, just some of those parts of the bull dust, some of the soft sands really knocked our fuel economy around. So we've just put our last bit of diesel in. We're about 220k away from the next fuel stop. Working on current fuel economy, I think we're going to pull up around 20 or 30k short. But the Tanami track, it's been a good track. You know, a couple of parts, as I said, slow you down, the revs go up, the fuel goes down. But hey, that's part of the adventure, isn't it? So onward and onward we go until we can't go onward any further. We'll be talking in about 180k, I reckon.
Well, in case you were wondering, Cole made it all the way to the survey, but Jason didn't. So anyway, he waited while we got him some fuel. It was only about a 20k round trip, so it wasn't all bad. We're finally on our way home. We've left Alice Springs. We're about halfway along the Plenty Highway. Hasn't been too bad, it's been pretty good. But we stopped at a little roadside camp here. Got a fire going over here. Got dinner cooking. Tonight we're cooking Simo's special teriyaki fish. So Summer's helping me out. Got a bit of saucy stuff going here with a bit of rice. A little bit windy, so I've got the windbreak going. But I reckon another couple of days and we'll be back home. But for now, we're just enjoying the scenery and we're just enjoying being on this final trek, heading home. Well, once we left Alice Springs, we just started heading home, across the Plenty, then down through the Diamantina. While the other guys took a few more days out to go and have a look at Ayers Rock and the West McDonald Ranges. We put in a couple of big days to make it all the way home. The biggest being 1,347 k's in about 17 hours.